You know, when most of us hear the word fasting, we immediately think about starving or deprivation. But what if I told you it's not about that at all? What if it's actually about starting a clock, a metabolic clock that unlocks some incredible changes inside your body? That's what we're going to do today. We're going to follow that clock and see what really happens hour by hour when you just stop eating. So, what is the first thing that happens when you skip a meal or two? Does your body just panic? Not even close. It turns out your body is this amazing, super smart machine that knows exactly what to do. It's time we peeked under the hood to see how this incredible process actually begins. All right, here is our roadmap for this journey. We're going to look at three major checkpoints. First up, the 24-hour mark. This is the moment your body literally flips a metabolic switch. Then we get to what Dr. Pradeep Jamnadas calls the 36-hour magic point, and for a very good reason. And finally, we'll hit 72 hours, where you see this incredible deep reset happen. Okay, first stop, the 24-hour mark. This is a huge deal. It's the first major metabolic event that sets the stage for everything else that's about to happen. So imagine your body has this small, easy-to-reach fuel tank. It's filled with sugar, well, technically glycogen, from the food you've been eating. For about the first 12 hours of a fast, your body is just humming along, running on that fuel. But then, that tank runs dry. And that's when your body has to get smart. So, with all the easy sugar gone, does your body throw its hands up in defeat? Nope. It makes a brilliant pivot. It starts tapping into its huge reserves of stored body fat and begins converting it into a new, incredibly powerful fuel source called ketones. This right here is the moment you start shifting from being a sugar burner into a fat-burning machine. So what is the big deal with these ketones anyway? Well, think of them as premium, high-octane fuel for your body. They burn cleaner, they're more efficient, and get this, they can even power your brain. It's kind of like upgrading your car from regular old gasoline to actual rocket fuel. Okay, let's keep going and see what happens at our next big milestone, the 36-hour mark. And this isn't just a small step up, it's a massive turning point where a lot of the benefits really start to become noticeable. Dr. Pradeep Jamnadas, who is one of the leading voices on fasting, he's the one who calls this the magic point. And trust me, he is not exaggerating. This is where the benefits really start to stack on top of each other, and you actually begin to feel the difference. So, by 36 hours, your body isn't just dabbling with ketones anymore. Oh no, it is running a full-blown ketone factory. Your cells are just bathed in this new, clean energy, and your whole system is becoming a master at using it. And here's the best part. You can actually feel it. You know those constant hunger pangs you thought were unavoidable? They start to disappear. That afternoon energy crash you always get, it's gone. Instead, you get this amazing sense of mental clarity and steady energy. It's basically your body telling you, hey, I've found my groove. And now for the final stop on our clock, 72 hours. If 36 hours was the magic point, then 72 hours, well, this is where the deep systemic reset really, truly begins. Now, just look at this number for a second. 60 to 70%. What if I told you that this number represents a fundamental shift in how the most important organ in your body gets its power? That's right. By the 72-hour mark, up to 70% of your brain's entire energy supply can come directly from ketones. It's no wonder people who do longer fasts report this almost superhuman mental clarity. Your brain is literally running on a cleaner, better fuel. But it's not just about your brain. Hitting 72 hours is like pushing a giant reset button on your body's entire relationship with insulin. See, a lot of us have bodies that have become resistant to insulin, which is a major driver of problems like type 2 diabetes. A 72-hour fast can be a powerful way to help restore that sensitivity and get your system back in balance. So, okay, we've seen the what and the when, but why does this fasting clock really matter for your health long term? Well, it all boils down to two huge concepts, insulin and something called metabolic flexibility. Think of insulin as the gatekeepers to your fat stores. When insulin levels are high, which they are for many of us most of the time, the gates to your fat cells are locked shut. You simply cannot burn body fat. But when you fast, your insulin levels plummet, those gates swing wide open, and your body can finally access all that stored energy. Now here's the problem for most people today. We're metabolically inflexible. We've spent years training our bodies to run on only one type of fuel, sugar from carbs. So when that sugar runs out, our bodies just don't know what to do. It's like having a fancy hybrid car that's only ever used the gas engine and has totally forgotten how to switch over to the electric battery. And this inflexibility is what causes the so-called keto flu. It's not a real flu, of course. It's an energy gap. First, your easy sugar fuel runs out. But then, because your body is so out of practice, it struggles to access your fat stores. And all the while, that ketone factory we talked about, it's still under construction. The result is you're stuck in this energy limbo, feeling tired, cranky, and just lousy. You know, Dr. Jamnadas really doesn't pull any punches here. He says we are junkies, addicted to our carbs, and he's got a point. For so many of us, that's true. Fasting is the tool that can help break that cycle and give you back that metabolic flexibility you're supposed to have. So what's the big takeaway here? Following this fasting clock, it's not really about the fasting itself. It's about achieving these 4 huge long-term goals. You lower your overall insulin levels. You improve your body's sensitivity to insulin. You gain that metabolic flexibility to burn either sugar or fat. And maybe most importantly, you break the psychological addiction to constant eating. So, I'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. What if true health freedom isn't found in some new superfood or diet plan, but in an empty plate? What if real freedom isn't about what you eat, but about having the choice to not eat? The fasting clock is always there, waiting. The only question is, are you ready to